Well, the fruit table is looking a little grim here today. We've got watermelon, bananas, mango, and apples. And I will admit I rarely eat apples. I eat apples in my salad. But as far as just eating an apple, I don't really care for apples. I'll eat watermelon today, and I usually eat at least 4 bananas a day. No, okay, at least 2 bananas a day. It depends on what I have. If I have ice cream, then that's 2 bananas, and then the shake is 2 bananas. Mango, man, I like to eat two at a time, but kind of skimping here, only 1 banana. Tomorrow is shopping day. God knows what this thing's going to look like after tomorrow. We can't buy for a week. We're going on vacation. Anyway, this is a mic check, actually. Oh, we're working. Yeah, I'm trying something new here. Uh-oh. I have run into a slight problem here on my walk already. Anyway, I hate those guys that do the videos that are, right up in your face. So I got my selfie stick here. A couple of things I wanted to talk about. This walk. Right now, what is it, 7:30? Let me think. 7:30, Thursday morning, July 6th, 2023. A lot of times you see the videos and it's like, you look at the date on them and they're like 4 years old. So I like to keep track. Anyway, this is going to, we call this dog poop lane, because it just people, they don't care. They let their dogs poop all over here and they don't clean it up. Of course, maybe it's wild dogs too. I don't know, wild dogs or escape dogs or something. Anyway, so this channel is supposed to be about health and fitness and senior living, specifically senior health and fitness. So yes, I'm a senior. I'm 65. I've been on Social Security a couple of years. I took early retirement. I haven't worked in 4 or 5 years, trying to start businesses. And then when Social Security came up, we decided I should take that, because I'm not very good at business, or haven't been. Anyway, there's still hope, right? I've got another 60 years or so to go, so I'll keep trying. I'm not going to give up. That's the whole point, isn't it? Not giving up. So, like I said, I'm going to try this walking with the selfie stick. I'm checking to see who's behind me. It's like having a rear view mirror there. This little trail here, from my house, if you make one loop, it comes out, I'm pretty sure it's right at 2 miles or a little under 2 miles. It takes me, I was calculating all this last night when I was supposed to be sleeping. It takes me 40 minutes to walk it at a pretty good clip. And I was thinking, well, good grief, 40 minutes to walk 2 miles. And then I realized, well, that's 20 minutes a mile, 246, that's 3 miles an hour. Okay. So when I go to the gym, which I don't do anymore, which I used to do, I realized I would start the treadmill at 2 miles an hour and walk a real slow saunter, and then 3 miles. And I like the routine when I do a treadmill. I like the routine of going 2 minutes. So I do 2 miles, 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour, 6 miles an hour. 6 miles an hour is a pretty darn good run. So that's you do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Do that 2 times, and then a 2-minute cool down. So there you got 20 minutes of warm up. So what's my point? I'm doing a 2-mile walk. This little loop is 2 miles, so I'll do a warm up for the day. Then I'll set my alarm. Things are going to change for us. My wife has been working. She's a nurse. She's been working Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays for 6 years, 6, 7 years. And we don't like weekends. You know, we don't like going out on the weekends. So it works out really good for us. So on Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, what I've been doing lately, and I've only really started this recently. Okay, last weekend. Well, a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, I set my alarm. I've got an old phone, and I set the alarm on it for to go off every hour on the hour, starting at 8 o'clock and ending at 6 o'clock. So every time the alarm goes off, I get up, get away from my computer or whatever I'm doing, and go do some exercise, do a routine. 40 push-ups, 40 sit-ups, jump rope, which is a new one we've added. I've got a bar that attaches to the doorway that I do pull-ups, which, yeah, no, I'm not up to 40 pull-ups. I might try that today, see if I can do 40 pull-ups. Usually I just hang for 20 seconds. A lot of my exercise routine is built around others that I have that I've liked. There's one guy did one called Body for Life, and I don't know how many years ago that was. I bought his book again recently to check out his routine, because I remember there was a lot I liked about it. And he's the one that got me on that 2 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute walking thing, and doing that. Most you push yourself at the last end part of the workout there, the set. So I like that. I like that a lot. And let's get back to talking about the walk here. This is a 2-mile trip, and what we learned, because you go the other way. This is one direction, north side of the little trail, and the south side of the little trail goes into a big park, or a larger park. I don't know. It's got the frisbee golf and everything, and it's another 2 miles. So the total distance is 4 miles. So what we found out, my wife has one of those little Fitbit. Well, it's not a Fitbit. It's like one. It's a cheap one, but it works. Hey, and it gives you a ring whenever you've hit 10,000 steps. So, you know, a lot of people have heard about 10,000 steps. You know, you've got to make your 10,000 steps for the day. It turns out 10,000 steps for us in particular is right at 4 miles. So it's quite a coincidence, quite interesting. So if I make the whole loop, you know, it takes me about 1 hour and 20 minutes, 4 miles, and it's the 10,000 step mark, which, you know, everyone should aspire for. Get you one of those little watches. There's cheap ones that are like 40 bucks. I gotta change hands here. Oop, oh, I'm losing you. There's just the gym fitness. We tried that for a little while. I'm not keen on gyms. I think the only reason I liked the gyms was whenever I had a job and I'd go for lunch, and it was a good way to get away from work and do something productive. Work's never productive. Maybe that's why I don't have a job. Okay, so this is the first major obstacle I've got to make. Crossing the streets in Temple, Texas is always dangerous. I think crossing the streets in the US is dangerous. You know, you got a strode. It's not a street and it's not a road. 40-mile-an-hour zone, you know, it's just dangerous as hell. This is nice here. We've got Friars Creek, and sometimes there's critters down there, usually turtles. I actually saw a river otter one time in this nasty muck. Sad. There's you Anyway, this is Friars Creek, is what they call it, and they've got little signs down here about preserving nature and everything, and why you should walk. And this spot down here was beautiful. It's getting better, but it was full of trees and everything, and they decimated it. Just totally came through here with big machines and cleared it all down, and it was really sad. Okay, so I'm gonna take a break. There's some people coming up behind me, and I'm not used to doing the vlogging thing yet, and people watching, so I'll be back. I said I'll be back. Come on, how come you're not working? Okay, so I was thinking of a couple of things. Don't you hate it when those guys are doing the videos and their face is right up in the camera? Let me get a little further back here. So, yeah. About running, about exercising, walking, any of it. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it at all. I don't know. I do like getting out and walking. I've been doing it for so many years. I don't like to run. That's what it is. See, this is a real nice area here where it's more natural. You can still hear 5th Street over there, which is pretty busy, especially this time of morning. But running, walking, it's not something that I get up and say, oh, I'm ready to go walking. No, I have to drag my ass out and get to it. So, you know, it's just one of those things. It's like eating healthy. You have to do it, you know. You have to tell yourself, you know, this is what I want to do. And what happens, I'll tell you, especially, and I've seen this in myself, that baloney about taking 21 days, that's baloney. It's 60 days to form a habit. And the 21 days, that's a whole nother story I'll talk about some other time. But once you get to eating like this and doing this stuff regularly, then you feel like you got to do it. You can't live without it. So, especially eating. We'll talk about that more later. Oh, facing the wrong way, ding dang it. Okay, so we've reached the end of this trail, which is quite interesting because it ends on this little loop down here. And what's interesting is that there is this grass between here and the next street. But then they have another another sidewalk starting up. So we're waiting on somebody else to build. I'll discuss that again in a minute. You know, I have a gimbal, and it really smooths out the walking and stuff. But it's heavy as hell. I say it's heavy as hell. I imagine if I carried it around for 20 minutes, it'd be heavy as hell. Hope I'm getting audio. So anyway, point being, the walking, I decided, I was thinking, you know, if you're watching Dr. Greger, he always is on his treadmill when he's walking and doing this. So I thought, well, I can walk and blog at the same time. There's a couple of other ones. Another guy, Chris, I don't know what the name of his channel is. Then there's this crazy guy. He's hilarious. And I just learned the name of his channel, and I still can't remember now. But he's trying all kinds of different diets and everything. And I tell you, I had tried some other diets. I've got quite a story. Maybe I'll talk about it another time. But I've been on this, I don't want to say vegan. Let's call it plant-based, because that's what most of them call it, is plant-based. I am a honey addict, and I usually take at least a tablespoon of honey every morning. I thought it was what was helping my allergies, but more than that, I think it is actually quitting milk and dairy that improved my allergies so much. I ate some ice cream one time a couple of years ago, and my head just immediately clogged up. It's like I went underwater. And it's happened to me more than once since then, just testing to see if that's what it was. And sure enough, I can't eat dairy, not regular ice cream. I eat soy based or almond based or any kind of other. Coconut based is too oily tasting. But I make ice cream at home. I use frozen bananas, strawberries, hemp hearts. Stuff I've come across lately is dragon fruit. Oh, here's the Strode. Let's take a break. Yeah, the Strodes are horrible. Not just bikes. That channel, that guy does a lot of good stuff talking about how bad the roads in the U.S. and Canada are. He moved someplace specifically for walking reasons and biking. I think it's Amsterdam, you know. And but he'll make videos. He's got some videos of Houston, which is horrid, but it's just like it is here, you know. There's places there's just absolutely no way you can walk without walking in the middle of the highway. That street right over there is the best example. You can't ride a bicycle up that. It's horrid, absolutely horrid. Of course, you got this trail here, but like I said, it ends just right up the street there. You can't get across the highway. There's a highway. Anyway, not just bikes is good. He's from London, Canada. And the interesting thing about that is when he takes videos of London, it looks just like Houston. You know, that's the thing about the United States. All the cities look the same. And that's what a lot of people complain about, is the fact that when they come from another country, they see the United States, and it's like we're almost homogenous all the way across. It's very rare to see anything different. So anyway, I was talking about walking and eating and getting into the habit of eating. And a lot of the stuff, when you start out, it may be kind of weird and it may be something that you're not used to, but it's getting past that point. You've got to make a breakover point. And I don't like cheese anymore. People I talk to, they say, oh, I could never do that. You guys be nice, play nice. Oops, fell off the curb. A lot of people I talk to, they say, oh, I can never give up cheese. And it's like, well, you know, I used to eat cheese. I used to eat a chunk of cheese every night, every evening. That was my cheese and crackers. I love cheese and crackers. And that was one of those going through withdrawals kind of things, not eating cheese. And over time, over the years, it's gotten to where I don't like cheese anymore. I eat what is considered a cheese substitute, which is nutritional yeast. I prefer unfortified nutritional yeast. I don't like all the chemicals in it. Point being, it's supposed to be a cheese substitute. It has a strong flavor that I like. I'll put it in a banana and strawberry smoothie, and poof, you've got strawberry cheesecake. They call it that. It has an underlying flavor that I like. I don't know, but I don't eat cheese. When I eat something like a pizza with cheese on it that just tastes so salty, it's just, you know, horrid. And of course, you got to think, oh, how you doing? You got to think of all the stuff that's in the cow's milk. I mean, you need to watch that video if commercials are honest. You know, the guy talking about how full of hormones and pharmaceuticals, antibiotics, and not to mention the infection, the pus that's in milk, how nasty milk actually is. And see a couple of bicycles over there in front of the gym. Is that electric? It's an electric bicycle. They're both electric bicycles. Look at that. So, I bet those are expensive. Anyway, it's another story. Still dangerous to ride bicycles in this city. And people honk at you, anything. Anyway, where am I? Just walking. So yeah, it's something that you get used to over time. The no SOS, no salt, no oil, no sugar. I have to tell you, I use a little bit of salt. I eat honey when I want sugar. Of course, Dr. Greger says if you want some sweetener of some kind, you should use maple syrup. If I'm eating oatmeal or something, I like maple syrup. Or if I make some kind of pancakes, which is very rare. That's another thing we eat very, very little of, is the wheat and grains. Well, grains, what can I say? We eat lentils and beans. Are those grains? No, those are legumes. And so we don't eat wheat. We don't eat corn because that is feeding the meat, subsidizing the meat industry. That's another story. But for the most part, I found out for me to lose weight, I cannot eat bread. I'm a bread addict. I lose control at the sheer thought of that I'm going to get to eat bread. Yeah, now noodles is another thing. The difference between noodles and bread is the density. And so the noodles, I ate noodles yesterday, buckwheat noodles. And I gained maybe half a pound. I didn't lose weight. But I mean, if I stay half a pound or a pound this way or another, then I'm really happy with it. Generally, if I'm really good on my diet, we'll have a discussion about what diet means to me. If I'm good and I stick with it, don't eat any crap like bread, then I'll lose about a half a pound a day. And yeah, we're getting ready to go on vacation. Going to go spend almost a whole month in China, which is going to really mess things up. I imagine I'll gain some weight. There's too much good food, too much food that I shouldn't be eating. So anyway, let's take a break. Yeah, I watch a lot of bloggers and people walking around them and everything when they're talking and stuff. And even this one guy, the crazy guy, talks about how uncomfortable it is still yet, even though he's been doing it for so long. But he's hilarious. And even one time I was doing a video in front of a park near here. And at the other end of this trail, matter of fact. And some guy drove in front of me and he was waving at me and all this stuff. It was really funny because you don't see too many bloggers. Can you see the moon? I can't see it on the camera. Oh, is that it? I can't tell. Anyway, so where are we? Health and exercise, diet. Let's go ahead and talk about diet. What diet is to me is the way you eat. What we generally refer to, what is generally referred to as the standard American diet, the SAD diet. You know, hamburgers and French fries. The number one vegetable eaten. One of the only vegetables a lot of people eat, French fries. Can you think of anything worse? Fried in oil, saturated fat, hydrogenated oil, or I don't know what they used to cook them with now. I can't even imagine. I'm trying to think yeah, it was a vegetable oil back in the day when I worked at Burger King. And but all those fast foods, you know, you go out to eat to any place. One of my favorites is used to be, or is maybe, I don't know, Chili's. They have a vegan fajita, not vegan, vegetarian fajita platter, because it comes with cheese and sour cream. I guess it'd be vegan if you didn't eat that. But they put so much oil on everything. They fry everything. This used to have asparagus. It doesn't have asparagus anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video. There seems to be a lot more people walking now, and so talk to you next time. Yeah, there was one more thing I wanted to add to this video, and the fact is, you can't outrun a bad diet. I don't know if that's something Dr. Greger made up himself or not, but and the point being is you can't, no matter how much exercise you do, it's going to be almost insignificant to your calorie intake. So if you think you're going to lose weight by just exercising, that's not going to happen. You've got to maintain your eating habits. And that's what I was going to say about a diet. I don't consider plant-based diet as a diet. I consider it a lifestyle. And I think most people that are on plant-based consider it a lifestyle. Of course, a lot of them are vegan, and like I said, I'm not vegan. I'm not an animal rights activist, even though I find myself more and more easing that direction. But that's another story. So, you know, you've got to, the thing about plant-based is I eat more than 2,000 calories a day and lose weight, where when I weigh myself on my little electronic scale, it says to maintain your weight, you should eat 1,500 calories. So, you know, I'm eating about 500 calories a day more than I should. I guess that's if I just wanted to sit on my butt and not do anything. So I just wanted to add that part. You can't outrun a bad diet.